Hey traders, John Howell here. Just walking out of my house and just going for a walk, my afternoon walk this afternoon that I like to do. I want to talk to you guys about the markets right now and what's going on, and I hope it doesn't rain. It's been raining all morning. I want to talk to you guys about like what I see happening in the markets and what's going on with why I view the markets the way that I view. But okay, so why I view the way the markets that I do. Here's the thing. I have noticed in the past that if you haven't experienced, I'd have to say at least 5 years in the markets, then you wouldn't understand this because you haven't experienced it. And more importantly, you haven't actually gone through it and had pain from it. Let me explain what I'm saying here. So many people right now are bearish. Right now, okay, the last time that I saw this many people this bearish, like, we're talking even Ray Dalio, right? We're talking, man, did that just freeze up on me? Hope it didn't. Anyway, so we're talking like Ray Dalio, right? We're talking like, even like Carl Icahn and everyone say the market's going to crash and that's it, it's all over. And even Harry Dent coming out of this woodworks, and Peter Schiff saying that the bubbles pipping. What's that word, guys? Piping. The pin has pipped the bubble. The pin have pricked the bubble. That's it. Pricked the bubble. Anyway, so there's so many people out there, right? There's so many people out there right now that that are just so negative and so bearish this market here. And I'll tell you right now, the last time I saw this many people negative, right? And was, guess when? When Trump was about to be elected. It was everywhere. Schiff came out, Peter Schiff came out, Harry Dent came out, Carl Icahn came out and said the biggest bubble. Robert Kiyosaki said, I predicted the 2008 crash, so this is going to be the next crash, give or take 1 or 2 years or whatever, right? Even Ray Dalio came out and said we're in the 9th inning and blah, 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 right? Anyway, so many people were bearish that time. That was the last time I saw so many people bearish. And what happened to the stock market? We went for an incredible run the 12 months prior to that. Now, here's the thing, guys. I lost almost $200,000 from trading that herd, that noise mentality. I had a $500,000 position in that time. Now, luckily I got out quickly. Otherwise, it would have went to zero because a lot of it was options in the markets at that time. And I ended up making that money back plus more by the end of the year. So I still had a positive year. Should have been a much better year than it was. But anyway, so I really want you to think about, if you remember back at some of the past videos I've done in the past, okay? Think back about some of the videos I've done in the past where you have seen, you see the market, the cheat sheet, right? When most people are fearful, what? Be greedy. When most people are greedy, be fearful, right? So I really want you to think about that in the markets right now. If so many people and sentiment and all this sort of stuff, right? So many people and sentiment are so negative and so bearish in this market here. What do you think that's saying about the stock market? That's why I'm so bullish, right? That's why I'm so bullish. Because, well, one, I'm so bullish because it's just, the sentiment is so negative around the markets. Like, everyone's saying the top's going to end. I think I'm the only guy out there, maybe me and a few other people, are saying the market's going to rally. I'm seeing everything. Bubble crashes, the market's over. Even Meet Kevin has pulled, saying we're going to get a much, much, much bigger pullback out of the stock market. So many people are fearful right now, right? So I really want you to think about that as you're going through this year, right? Because as I said before, when Trump was almost been elected, I got sucked into that, right? I got sucked into the herd mentality, to everything that was actually going on around at that time, which was, you know, negative sentiment, and this is not going to work, and that's not going to work, and we're going to crash, and all this sort of stuff. Makes sense? And so I actually heard all that negative sentiment, and it was really, really, really bad at that time. And so what ended up happening was I really learned a lot of lessons from that time. And that lessons has actually helped me on the flip side as well too, right? So when a lot of people are negative, that's probably a good buying opportunity in the market, right? But also, if a lot of people are really, really, really greedy, it's probably not a good time to jump in on things. And that saved me a bucket load when everyone out there was chasing Bitcoin. Everyone in there, Tom, Dick, and Harry last year was chasing Bitcoin. And because of that, I didn't want to go near it. I didn't want to touch it, right? And even one of my biggest mentors, my biggest heroes in the finance industry, Paul Tudor Jones, one of my biggest heroes, biggest mentors, one of the most people I respect. If he's ever doing an interview, I want to listen to it. Even he was saying, Bitcoin's got to be a great hedge. Bitcoin's got to be a great hedge. Bitcoin's got to be better inflation than gold, and all this sort of stuff, right? Even he was advocate. And because so many people out there were so like, yeah. And I heard so many people making so much money from the cryptocurrencies and millions of dollars this and millions of dollars that and all this sort of stuff. For this current moment in time, right? I didn't want to touch it. Why? Because my hand's getting sore. Because the overall sentiment of that was that, listen, so many people want to get involved with this market here, so it's probably not a good idea, right? It's probably not a good idea to get involved with Bitcoin. So I didn't touch the cryptocurrencies. Early on in the year, I actually had a trade on Ethereum, and that made, I don't know, about 200 or 300% return or something like that. But that was it. What I have done is I've had a few short-term trading opportunities on the downside, shorting Bitcoin, and I've done really well out of that. But for actually buying Bitcoin and going long and all this sort of stuff, and people crypto mad, no, right? So I really want you to think about that as in, like, what is going on right now in the marketplace, okay? And please go back in history and learn from things. If you were in the stock market around the Corona days, right? Now my throat's going on me right now. If you were around the stock market with the Corona crash, think back about the time when the Corona crash was happening, right? Market was crashing, everything was over, and all this sort of stuff. And negative, right? Guess what? When it got so negative and so pessimistic out there in the marketplace, guess what happened? The market bottomed and we rallied straight back up again. So I really want you to think about that as we're going into this year. Don't just do something because a YouTube video or you're hearing a whole sentiment of people saying something, right? Because you're getting Ray Dalio coming out, you're getting Meet Kevin doing something, you got Johnny Bravo, he's always, you know, if you just go by his thumbnails, the whole world's about to collapse, and it has been for the last 2 years. But then you watch his videos. I actually like Johnny Bravo, by the way. I just think he's funny, so I like to watch some of his videos based on that. Anyway, so I really want you to think about that, traders. Think about that moving forward, and please, if you are unsure about something in the markets, don't be placing a trade. You are so much better off just sitting back saying no. I was saying this to my private clients recently because I had a session with my private client. And also, if you'd like to actually learn about my trading strategy, go to Johns, Johns, johnsfreetraining.com, johnsfreetraining.com. On there, I'll give you my trading strategy. And also, you can grab a free coaching call with me as well too. You'll get all the details over at johnsfreecoaching.com. So the thing is that, I forget what I was talking about this then. So anyway, so that the whole purpose is that, oh yeah, I was saying to my private clients recently in a private coaching session, which I did just yesterday, I was saying, trading is easy, saying no is hard. Let me explain what I mean here. Trading is easy, but saying no is hard. So what I mean by that, right, what I mean by that is you have setups out there that work most of the time, right? So that's why I trade, right? We have setups that work most of the time, but when they come around, we don't know. Could be tomorrow, could be 2 weeks from now, could be a month from now. We don't know when that setup's going to come around, right? But in between, when we say yes to other than that thing, that setup that we believe in, guess what? That's when we go wrong, right? That's when we go wrong. See, trading is easy, but saying no is hard. And because saying no to all this other crap, all the other FOMO, all the other emotions, all the other, going based on the public and all this sort of stuff, because it's hard to say no, that's where trading is hard. Having a setup and trading it is easy, but in between the silent spaces, when you're waiting for that next trade, you saying yes to this other bullshit, that's where people go wrong, right? So trading is easy, but saying no in between those setups that's where it's hard, and that's where most people go wrong. So anyway, traders, that's it for me today. Just thinking about what I said. This is just my view, and my opinion. If you look through history, the best time to buy the market is when everyone is so negative. The best time to run out of the market is, guess what? When so many people are so positive in the market. So anyway, traders, hope this helps you out. I'll speak to you real soon.